Hi, we're here today at Gloves Boxing Community Centre in the hometown of Amir Khan. Firstly, how are you doing today, Amir?
I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, press conference, so catching up with all the media and everything.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your time. Now, at Fight Hype, we've got a lot of fans that follow Amir Khan asking a lot of questions. First, congratulations on a Fight of the Year candidate. Just a couple of questions regarding the fight. It's well documented regarding the points deductions. After watching the fight 3 or 4 times, I counted 4 times when you was warned, but equally I counted 4 times that Lamont Peterson was warned for ducking his head, and also a severe warning to his corner. What's your feelings about you having 2 deducted and to him not having any deducted?
I mean, first of all, I was fighting in DC, I was fighting in his home state, and I was fighting in a way it seemed like I was fighting against him and the referee. The referee was from Washington also, so he's gonna, in a way, be on Lamont Peterson's side. Yeah, I got a little bit of a warning. Putting your head down is a warning and is a points warning. But pushing is not a warning in the rule book. The referee could have told me that he didn't once say to me he's going to take a point off me. So he should have said, look, if you do that one more time, I'm going to start taking points off you. He didn't say that. But I think I was just treated unfairly really more than anything.
Just going back into the fight, we said earlier in the conference regarding the pressure Peterson was putting on you. Do you feel it was a strategy from himself to get inside your head, and do you feel he succeeded in doing so?
Yeah, definitely. And I think the only way he probably could beat me probably was thinking if he just put the pressure on. He hits early rounds, he tried to box me, and I was outboxing him. Then he was smothering me and made it a bit of a wrestling match by pushing his head into me and making it a little bit messy and stuff, which in a way a little bit worked for him. And we just didn't expect that. If we did, we would have been ready for it. So now we know what to expect. We know that next time, if we do ever have a rematch, which I think will happen again, we know exactly what to expect and we know how to cope with him. And we know not to make the mistakes that we made in the last fight, because there are a few mistakes I didn't make. By staying in there too long, not going those shots, waiting for him, standing there taking shots, fighting my heart. We don't want to do that again. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah. Unquestionably, when you held the centre of the ring and your lateral movement was very good, you was getting the better of the exchanges. Going into the second fight, you've obviously said that you've learned from your mistakes and you know what you're going to counteract next time. When do you feel that the fight can be made? I know we're talking about Vegas and possibly UK, which is unlikely, but what month are you looking to?
I'm either looking at March or I'm either looking at May. These are 2 dates I'm looking at. I'm ready to fight him whenever. I'll fight him next week. I'm in great shape. I've got no injuries apart from the little bit of the ear, where the headbutts happen and a bit on the face and stuff. But that's fine. I'm ready to get in and step in any time for a rematch, just to prove to the fans out there and the world that look, I really won that fight. Everywhere I went in DC, people said to me, look, you won that fight hands down. Even his own team, his own people from his own camp said, look, you won that fight. You know how it feels when you get robbed, because Lamont Peterson has been robbed before. So even people said that to me as well. So that just proves that even people in DC thought I won the fight.
Okay, move on to the next business at hand. Let's say we get through the Peterson fight. We know it's well documented. You want to move up to 147.
Yeah.
One glitch on your record people keep bringing up is the fact that Bradley keeps refusing the fight and the fight does not get made. Do you feel that if Bradley comes to the table after the Peterson fight, you will stay at 140, or do you see yourself meeting Bradley further on down the line in the 147 division?
I think, we've given a chance to Bradley twice and he's not taken the fight. I think meeting Bradley probably at 147 would be an amazing fight. It would still be a big fight. So I'm ready to fight Bradley wherever. If not at 140, at 147 I'll fight him. I just want to fight him here, definitely, just to prove that I am the best in the 145 division. And but first of all, I want to get this rematch cleared, and I want to beat Lamont Peterson fair and square and prove that, look, I am a better fighter, win my titles back, and then face someone like Bradley, and then go on to 147 and then fight at that division. I don't think Bradley will take the fight though.
Okay, so that's fair enough regarding Bradley. Moving on, we've said about Mayweather, which is well documented. So
future fights, definitely. Mayweather will happen in the future sometime. Yeah. It's an ambition I have to fight the best. And I think he's the best out there for me to face him.
Yeah, and there's a couple of exciting young fighters in and around that division, like the Victor Ortiz, there's Andre Bertos, there's the Cal Brook, he's establishing himself, Mike Jones. Yeah. Is there anyone else, like there's Robert Guerrero coming up, is there anyone else that you feel that because obviously you're an exciting fighter. Is anyone whose style would fit you and make a great fight?
I think you got Guerrero, who I think will be a great fight. I don't mind fighting southpaws, do well against them. Also, Berto, I think will be amazing clash. Two styles, two is very strong. I think my movement, my skill, my speed will beat him and look good against him. So I think that'll be an amazing fight. We'll just see how it goes really. And Victor Ortiz another southpaw who I think I can do well against. Yeah. So there are a few big names in there who I think I can do really well against. And I think at 147 pounds I will be a better fighter than I am at 140 pounds. I'll be much stronger. I'll have a lot more power because maybe losing the last 4 or 5 pounds takes away that power. Where I'll keep all that power and that strength and the size.
Yeah. I mean, recently, I know David Hayes is a good friend of yours. He's talking about coming back. He came out in the press and said, you are the only man out there with the tools to beat Floyd Mayweather. Obviously, certain people in boxing in previous years question your chin. You've proven against Maidana in particular and against Peterson that your chin is very, very good at the top level. Do you feel that, especially with David Hayes coming out of his retirement, do you feel that he can add an extra backbone to the British boxing and get it back on the map?
Definitely, British boxing, especially this year, has been huge, and to get I've been nominated as the best fighter of the year again. So to get one of the best fighters of the year coming from the UK, I think that's massive on its own. Also, David Hay, world champion, former world champion, also Carl Fletcher champion. Then you got Burns, who's had a great fight and he's a champion. We've got some great champions and great fighters. So definitely, if David Hay comes back, it could be the backbone. Heavyweight division normally is the backbone of boxing in Britain. So definitely, I think it can be. And
one more thing, we've got Carl Fropp against Andre Ward coming up.
Tough fight,
yeah. Similar in clashes to yourself against Peterson. One's very, very slick, similar to yourself. One's very, very high tempo, good work rate. How do you see that fight panning out?
It just depends how he goes into the fight, really, because if he's fighting him in his home backyard, so he's Ward's going to be up for it. He's going to have the support and everything. Not many people know Carl Fletcher in America, so he's going to be hard for him to build that have a lot of fans there. But I think it'll be an amazing fight. He needs to stick to his boxing skills, stick to his game plan, and I think he can probably win the fight and pull it off. But it'll be a tough one though.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. Obviously, best of luck for the rest of your career. We do know Amir Khan does a lot of charity work, so if you want to follow Amir, follow him on Twitter, which is
Amir Khan on Twitter. Yes, so you can follow me on that. I'll be doing a lot of charity work and keep you updated on the rematch, when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, and also my next fight and everything else, where the venue's going to be.
Okay, thank you for your time. Take care.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. All right.